Hello guys, thanks for tuning in to the second episode of Vision Angling. We're down fishing a local beach tonight, down at Sandbanks. I'll let Shane take over.
So, yeah, fishing down at Sandbanks, as Ben said. We've got, well, it's about 5 o'clock now. We've all just knocked off work and rushed down here to try and give it a go. There's 3 of us down at the moment, myself, Ben and Dan's just further on. And then there's a couple, George and our friend Sitch is meeting us down there in a little bit. But yeah, it's a little bit windy. I mean, we're fishing, it's a southwest wind at the moment. It's 14 mile an hour gusting up to 20, so it's fairly blowy, sort of side on where we are. But it is due to drop later on through the evening. High tide tonight's about 9 o'clock, so just at dusk, witching hour, which is one of my favourite times to fish. Tactics, so for myself, at the moment I've got 2 rods out. One, I've got a Bagnall bar rig with a 1/0 hook on the end, green and black beads, and I've hit that out as far as I can, about 10 yards. Open for a place really, but as I say, because we've got this bit of chop in the water, there's a little bit of colour. I'm not too hopeful, but you never know. It's a good venue for them, so see what comes along. And on my other rod, I've got a 2-hook pop-up rig, so 6-foot rig body and pop-up rig with little small wormer hooks, small pieces of ragworm. See if there's any bream in the daylight.
Yeah, my rigs, I'm running a 3-hook clip down. I've got about a 4-foot rig body, and I'm only using about 10-inch snuds. So not very long, but I'm trying to keep my line quite slack to the bait. Try and keep all 3 as close to the bottom as I can. Hopefully pull out a little sole. Like Shane was saying, it is blowing a little bit from the west, so there's a bit of chop on the water. Fortunately, there's still a bit of water clarity further out. You've got the horrible sand sediment close in, but hopefully that'll be alright for the sole tonight. And again, on my other rod, I've got a Bagnall bar single hook. I didn't go for a wishbone on this one. Sort of, when I cast that earlier on, there's quite a lot of weed running through, so I went for the 1 hook rather than the 2. Hopefully not tangling up too much. But as the night falls, I'm going to chuck out a big ray bait on top of the rods and hopefully not get tangled up with the man in the kite. But we'll see. But yeah,
we'll see how we get on, and we'll try and keep you posted. I'll try and video as much. I found out through doing the first video it's extremely difficult from when you get a bite to start filming. Obviously we're filming from a smartphone at the moment. We've got a GoPro as well. We're just trying to sort of get into the videos. Thank you all as well for the feedback we've had from the first one. It's really good feedback. We know it's not perfect. We know there's things that we can change and amend, but you know, we're not professional anglers. We're just doing this to try and give you all a bit of an insight into what we do and just catch reports locally, really.
All comments are massively helpful, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Good and bad. I mean, like Shane said, we ain't pros. We're just looking to make some good video content for everyone and hopefully throw in some tips and bits and bobs.
I think this evening's video you'll see a lot of content of me and Ben. Main reason being is that he's got a big bottle of roller cola, so I'm going to be in this bivvy for a little bit. Right, cheers guys. So that's the conditions down here at the moment, guys. As you can see, you've got groins here. Just try and get out that wind. So you got myself and there's Ben down there. We like to keep a bit of a gap here, as I said, because the leads tend to move around quite a lot. Obviously Ben can cast it a fair old way, so if his lead trots along, we don't want to be tangling lines, etc. And just the other side of the groin, don't know if you can see that little bivvy down there, that's Dan. So yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully we get a few fish. Rods haven't moved so far, but there's still time. Hi guys, a little bit of a theme emerging here. So I've got down here, as I said in the first video, so I'm fishing a Bagnall bar rig as far as I can hit it, and then I'm also fishing a pop-up rig close in. And on the pop-up rig came a lovely little tub gurnard. It's quite lively, this one, so I apologise if I... Whoop! There we go. Drop it in. But yeah, absolutely beautiful fish. Only small, but it's really nice to see. As I said, I do love fishing a pop-up rig. What I'm going to do is now continue to fish that pop-up rig, but I'm going to vary the distance just to see if I can get into a few more in daylight to try and get some, you know, some fish with a camera for you guys to see. Ben's sticking it out, worm baits on the bottom. We've got Dan down there. He hasn't run over yet, he hasn't shouted, but I'm sure he'll have a few in a minute. But yeah, things are on the up, so happy with that first fish. Hopefully we get lots more. How about that, guys? As I said, that's the Gurnard caught first cast on the pop-up rig. I love to put them in a little bit of water like that because obviously they relax and their fins come out. I mean, look at the colour in that. I know the camera quality is not brilliant, but I mean, they're absolutely stunning fish. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to get him back and hopefully we'll get a few more. Right, so George has arrived now. He's just chucked both rods out. So George, what are the tactics for today then? What are you going for?
I'll be down here prominently fishing for ray, small odds, undulates are the main target tonight. So it'll be dropper rigs, up and overs, big fish baits, mackerel, squid, sand eel, that sort of stuff.
Is that normally at range, fairly close in?
Yeah, be at range as far as I can get it tonight. So be loading them up, sending them out.
And do you find they tend to come in darkness, or do you get them in the daytime?
You do pick up one or two in the when the light's starting to fade, but promptly they come in the dark time.
Fantastic. So fingers crossed we get into some.
Yeah, hope so.
This fully dropper rig. Got baited up with double sand eel with a 4.0 Coxon raw hook. Basically, when you cast it out, it's all clipped down, so you can cast it out a bit further. And then, as it hits the water, dropper comes off of this swivel, sinks right down to the bottom, and the tide should push the bait away from the lead. Usually catch a ray with this. It's a bit early for ray, but you never know. Maybe a bass as well. The wind's picking up a little bit. It's making a few swells and that.
How far are you going to cast that one out, Dan?
See if I can get as far as I can, really. So 100, 130 yards, hopefully.
It's a fair old cast. I mean, we've got a bit of a side wind at the moment, so it might hinder the cast a little bit, but yeah, absolutely. I think as darkness falls, I think George has got the same sort of technique. He's going to be fishing it. He's got a ray bait out now. He said they seem to come more in darkness, so fingers crossed we get into a few.
Yeah.
Turned a little bit rough now. Wind's picked up. I mean, it's a bit drizzly as well. Feel sorry for Sitch down the end because he didn't bring his bivvy, so he's probably cursing. But persisting with the pop-up rigs, it's proven to be quite difficult fishing tonight. But we did manage a tidy little black bream. Again, pop-up rig, that was about 40 yards out, so no distance at all. Top hook of the pop-up rig. So yeah, I'm going to keep going. The sun is starting to fall out now, so we'll persist, and then I think what I'll try and do is fish the bottom, see if there's any flat things about as it goes dark. But yeah, cheers guys. That's a PB. That's a PB rod and reel, I think, George. What are the chances of that? It's a first for George. He's cast out with his sand eel dropper rig for rays, and he's gone and caught himself a little ugly stick boat rod with a Penn spin fisher. Absolutely brilliant stuff. How do you feel, George?
Brilliant, mate. That's
Yeah?
a PB.
PB rod and reel. Yeah. Never seen anything like it.
It is, right?
Hi guys, to be honest, I'm a bit shocked at what I've just seen. So I saw George is fishing next to me, and he's got a big ray bait out, and he's sort of saw his rod moving ever so slightly, so he's hit into it. Didn't feel nothing, so I didn't really think much of it. But as he was winding in, I could see the rod was sort of tipped over in front, and it kept digging in. I thought, come on, George, get your grip lead out. I'll give it a yank. But you know, he was yanking it, and it still kept gripping in. So I started filming. I thought, hey, it might be an off chance. It might be a lazy ray just sat on it. It might be going to ground. And he's pulled in an ugly stick, 12 to 20 pound glass, and a Penn spin fisher. Whole rod and reel outfit. I've never seen anything like it. So he's over the moon. I mean, normally it's not uncommon to pull in someone else's trace, you know, a lead, and you're happy days. You're £1 up, go home, feel happy. But to pull in a rod and reel, it's unreal, really. And I hope the footage comes out so you can all see it. I hope it wasn't too blurry. But yeah, he's made up. Luckily Irish, I think. But we'll carry on. I mean, I'm still fishing hard. I just still fish. I've got a 3-hook flapper and a 2-hook loop rig out at the moment, and just pulling in little micro black bream, similar to earlier. So I think it's dark now, obviously, as you can see behind me. I'm going to persist fishing, trying to nail the baits to the bottom now, see if there's a soul around. But everyone else is fishing hard. We've got a lot of the guys down here fishing for rays tonight, so hopefully we'll get into some more. But ugly stick and a Penn spin fisher, fancy that. Sticking it out on the worm baits. A lot of the other guys are hoping for rays now, so they're just sitting on sand eels, but I'm persevering. Little tiny pup, little starry smoothhound. I mean, still good fun. That was on a pop-up rig, 2-hook, just a bit of ragworm. Yeah, not the monsters we hope for, but still nice to be out catching fish. George has just had a cracking bite on his left hand rod. I managed to get it on camera actually. I hope the footage comes out alright, but there's a nice little rattle and then a big pull, and it sort of came back up. He's wound into it, and he's had a fair sized fish actually. So George, if you want to...
Yeah, didn't seem to have much luck with the ray bait, so I switched up tactics and sort of went for the sole rig, you know, got the black lug on the bottom, and ended up on quite a nice little one here.
Cracking fish.
Fish about a pound or so. Yeah, nice one.
Starting to get a little bit busier down here now. So George has just had his sole. It's quite a nice size, just over a pound. I've just had another one, not quite as big, little slip this one, but just fished over high tide now. I was fishing it about an hour back, and the fish are definitely on the feed, which is a good sign. So we'll keep going. I don't think we're going to stick it out much longer, probably another hour or so, but yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Yeah.
Well, George has just had another fish here on a pop-up rig.
Club Bernard.
Colour on
them.
them, beautiful.
Down here at all tonight. It's, I've been on ray baits most of the evening. It's been very, very slow. Missed a couple earlier on, like slackline, just running up tide, but I reckon they were just bigger versions of these. Apparently I can't seem to get away from them. Chesil, Sandbanks, they are everywhere. Nightmare. Ruin your rigs and just slam baits before rays can get to them. Absolute pain. Never mind. It's been alright for the other boys. I think Shane's had a few bream, Gernard. George has just had a lovely little sole. Fingers crossed, I'm on my last cast now, so we'll wait and see if all of these disappear.
Well, we're just packing up. I've not caught anything, not even had a bite all night, and about 10 minutes left and I finally caught a little checker bass.
You're made up with that then?
Yeah, I was pretty gutted before that I ain't caught anything, but oh well, saves a blank anyway.
Well done, mate.